knows where this road is supposed to lead. We got nothing but time. As long as you're right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be.
Hello, my warriors. Welcome to Mz.TreZena's Sunday Dinner Show. All right, we're going to look at this right here. Price of the wings that I got. As you can see, there is 2 of them. And on this end, you see the price of these 2 wings. They are 1.67 pounds. And this one is 1.67 pounds. But when you look at it, one is 326, and then you look at this 332. So that's kind of strange. But these are the wings that I had got. These are what we're cooking. So let me go ahead and soak them so that they'll be ready. Now, you see those same turkey wings, we have seasoned them up. So let's go over here to my messy counter and see what we seasoned them with. We use a little bit of garlic. Well, onion powder. You can use a lot of that. We use some basils, some smoked paprika, some complete seasoning. And listen guys, I don't measure most of the time. I just, use my judgment. So I really couldn't tell you how much to use. I would always stay at a tablespoon or less and try it in that perspective, and you can always add as you're cooking it. And there is the adobo. Yes, I bust a little bit of kicking chicken and a little bit of smoky mesquite and some garlic. So the garlic, the paprika, the onion seed powder, and the basil, all of those, you can put a lot in there. You can put whatever you want in there, because when you're cooking with powder is not going to make it salty. That's the good thing. Yes, I have preheated my oven and let me tell you, I always forget. We always do a lot of cookie, this is my little cookie homemade pan. And I always forget that it's in there. So always make sure there's nothing in that oven. But we preheated the oven for 375. We're going to go for 2 hours. About an hour and a half, I'm going to come. So I'm going to set my timer for an hour and a half. That's when I'm going to come back in. I am going to, at that particular time, I'm going to cook my gravy. Then I'm going to turn around after cooking my gravy. I have my, you see it's onions in there now. That's to go, my turkey to go on top of there. But this right here is going to help me make my gravy. I am going to use the juice from here to make my gravy. So we are going to begin. So I've already seasoned it. I let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour. And now I'm ready to stick it in the oven. And I will put saran wrap on top of here once I finish putting it in. And as I'm putting them in, I am going to rub on them. Got my gloves on, just so that I can get the seasoning real good. So stay tuned. Now you see it's really, really good and seasoned. This is really a little small for this, but I'm going to work with it because really that's all I have. So I'm going to see how it works, and I'm going to flip them. So let's take it back. I'm going to go and only set it for an hour. Once the hour is up, I'm going to come back and flip them and then set it for another hour. And I'll make my gravy at the tail end, because my gravy can pretty much be made once it's all done, and then I can let it soak in the oven, because the oven's still going to be hot. So we're going to see how that works. So let me go ahead and saran wrap it and stick it in the oven because it's getting ready to ding. And that's going to let me know it's ready for me to place in the oven. You can see I got it saran really, really good, tight. Now I come up here to here. And I'm going to set it for, if I just do 60. And as you can see, it's right there. And I am going to push that button, see? Okay. Yes, I'm trying to make sure y'all don't see my crazy looking hair, because I have not combed it. And I need to, because I'm been sitting in bed chilling. So let me go ahead and put it in the oven. Okay. As you can see right here, I drained the meat. I put it back in the oven and I drained the meat off of there. And like I say, being that it is so, how would you say it? Being that it is so tight squeezed, it really didn't make that much juice, as well as, you know, it may take a little longer to cook. But I'm going to think about it. I'm going to give it another hour and see what happens. Yes, I did put it back up there for another hour. And I'm going to see what happens, because I really like my meat to fall off the bones. And if push come to shove in this particular situation, because of the potting, I might have to boil it for a little bit just to get it right. So we will see. But I got my rice going. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it down, because it's ready to be turned down. And once I turn it down, then what I do is I just turn it to low, or between 1 and low, and then let it finish cooking and put this back on top of it. So I'm letting that cook real quick. And then probably in the next 30 minutes, I am going to go ahead and put on my black eyed peas. And I always throw my okra in at the last minute. But we're going to go ahead and get this going first. And let this cook for about 20 minutes. And then it'll be done. So, let's let it go and do what it do. Alright, my warriors. I did put it back in the oven, the chicken wings, for another about 30 more minutes. That's the juice I have. I will be making the gravy with that. I also, you see back there, the rice is already done. And right about now, you see that is some black eyed peas with some onions in there. And then I'm going to let that cook. It came in this pack right here. I'm going to let that cook. So I have to let it wait till it boils for about 10 minutes. And then I put it on simmer for 35 to 40 minutes. So about 35 minutes into, so there'll be 45 altogether. So when it gets to about 45 minutes, I am going to put this in there, which is my okra. I might put the whole thing in there. I'm not quite sure. Just depending on what it looks like. But I will use my eye judgment. As in, like they say, I will eyeball it the same way I eyeball my seasoning. No, I did not put no season or anything in here. I will in just a moment, once it start, you know, getting what it's doing. I'm probably just going to put complete seasoning, which is this one. I don't think I need anything else, because it's going to do itself. Most people put meat in here. Once you put the meat in, that's what makes it give that good taste. Yes, I can pour a little bit of that in there, but no need, because the okra, whenever I cook okra with my black eyed peas, I do not put no meat in there. Or if I put cabbage with my black eyed peas, cabbage with my okra, I put no meat in there. It's like the okra is my meat in reality. So we still have the meat. Like I said, it's in there in the oven right here doing its thing. I've already made my the mixture right here for my what they call it, my cornbread. So I'm going to put those in to the oven. So we'll be back. Pretty much when we come back, I'll just be showing you how I make my gravy. And then after I make my gravy, everything is going to be totally done. So, be right back. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm getting the grease ready to cook the onions and the this right here. Okay, so I'm getting it ready. So, you'll see what we do. You can hear it popping so you know it's ready. Now what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cook this down, because that's what I'm going to put in the gravy that we're going to make. So you'll be able to see how everything works. You get to see how it's getting cooked really good. So in just a second, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get the other part of the gravy to put this in. Okay, the best way to do this, just use this in here, because if you don't go fast enough, then it will not come out right. So let me put the flour in it. Now I have the flour in there, and you got to be quick with it. And it's like I'm holding the camera, so it makes it kind of hard for me. But I'm going to get it the way it needs to be. Trust and believe. I've been doing this too long. So let me go ahead and add some water to it. See how it's doing this thing? You just got to go quick with it and keep going. So you keep adding the water till you get where you need to be. So let me do this. As you can see, I got it where I want it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put my, onions and bell peppers and stuff in it to get it going. My black eyed peas is just about done. So I'm going to go ahead and add the okra to it. Now you can see I've added the okra. I'm going to let it cook for maybe 1 to 2 minutes. Less than 5, and I'm going to turn it completely off, because it should be totally done. And then, like I said, heat from the stove will finish cooking that okra. It's just that simple. Now it is ready, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it on top of this. See how good that look without the gravy? What you think it's going to look with the gravy? Then I'm going to just put it back in the oven without the top on it for about 20 minutes, and we'll be all done with everything. Then the next thing you should see is me plating the good. That good. Alright, as you can see, it is the finishing touch. Let's look at that food. Oh my goodness. Just look at how good it is. Look at that cornbread. I made them in small little things, but that's all good. Just look at them black eyed peas and okra. Oh my goodness. And those onions sitting on top of that rice. What? It's going to be good. So, if you enjoyed watching Mz.TreZena cook the Sunday dinner show, give it a big thumbs up. Then, if you are not a warrior yet, what you waiting on? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Then click the notification button to be notified of all videos, along with share this video, because somebody might be trying to figure out what they're going to cook for next week. And here it is, right here. The same thing that Mz.TreZena just presented to you. So I want to say, once again, thanks for watching. Later.
So come on, ride with me.